Welcome back to Juan Diego High School. We are just getting ready here for the junior varsity match between Stansbury and Juan Diego. Juan Diego making a uniform change, as they typically do for the junior varsity. Change into their white unis and have also switched the numbers around. So this is always fun for me to try to keep track of everybody and who's playing where. But I'll do my best. So we have a batter up to bat and ready to go for Stansbury. Number 8 is at the plate and swings at the first pitch. So 0-1 to the batter. And that's hit really nice to the gap in right and center. Runner is going to go for 3. Here comes the throw, and it's not in time. So a triple on the third pitch, just like that for Stansbury. And that'll put a runner, I guess that was only the second pitch for Stansbury. So that'll put a runner on third and bring up to bat number 13 for Stansbury. Pitching for Juan Diego is Caden Fenger, so we'll get him up on the board here. And that is taken for a ball. Looks like we've got Patrick Swanson catching. And umpire calls a strike on that one. Looks like the umpires have switched it up, so the field umpire is now the home plate and vice versa for this game, as is usually the case. It's pretty rare that they both want to do home plate for both games. And a good off speed there by Caden, but it misses, so 2-1. 6 o'clock, top of the hour. So we're probably, I'm guessing we'll get maybe 6 in. Is my best guess, maybe 7. We'll hope for the best. 2-2 before the light fades and we have to shut it down. So we'll see how this goes. And he sticks his bat out and it goes just foul down the first base side. So we'll keep the count 2-2. So we got Patrick behind the plate catching. We got Andrew Lombana at first. Collada at second. That is, that just misses for a ball, so 3-2. Jay Collada at second. Sam Silversmith over at short. Malik Harris, at third. I believe that's Matt Odell in left, and another one fouled off. So Odell in left, Cabby in center, and Shelton in right field. So 3-2 is the count. And right off the pitcher's mitt, over to second, and there will not be a play. So tough play for Juan Diego there. And you just missed it. Number 22 was right in the way, but went right off the mitt of Caden. Ricocheted toward second base, but it lost all of its velocity, and there was no way there was going to be a play over there. So that'll put a runner on first and put a run on the board for Stansbury. Now the question is that an error or a hit? We're going to go ahead and call that a hit for Stansbury. So in there for a strike, 0-1. 2, number 22 for Stansbury.
So you're like, no, I know. Red flags.
And a good spot, just misses outside, so 1-1.
So just and I said, of course I'm Jackson.
And he's working that outside corner, just not getting the call. So 2-1's the count. And if you missed the varsity match earlier, it came down to the wire. Juan Diego took the lead in the bottom of the sixth, and Stansbury came up empty in the top of the seventh to lose by a score of 3-2. So Juan Diego came out on top, 3-2 in the varsity game. So a great win for Juan Diego. 3-1. And fouled up and gone somewhere behind me. So that'll take the count full. And there was a little bit of jawing at the end of the varsity game, back and forth. Got a little ugly there, but it seems like things have settled down, so I think we're all good and ready to play baseball. Oh, that got a car back there. Oh, I heard that one, and everybody, you probably heard the fans go, oh! That struck a vehicle, foul ball out of play behind stands. Dangerous place to park back there. So when I'm asked to park over there, I decline. Curveball misses, and the throw down to second doesn't matter. That's a walk for Stansbury, so that'll put 2 runners on. Clear the count. And bring to the plate number 41 for Stansbury. Doesn't look like we have a lineup on the Juan Diego side for Stansbury, so the best I'm going to be able to do is call out numbers instead of names. Shows bunt, curveball misses, so 1-0. Shows bunt again and pulls back, but called strike. That was pretty low for a strike. I don't think he offered. So 1-1. And he shows bunt again, coming home with it. Curveball misses outside. 2-1. So with the JV game, we don't have the music to contend with, so we'll have some fun between innings. Put up some graphics and talk about some other things instead of having to drown out the noise. And he shows bunt again, but that is high, so that'll go 3-1 for the batter, number 41. And no outs, top of the first, junior varsity, Stansbury versus Juan Diego. Shows bunt again, and that is a taken strike. So full count to the batter, number 41. Runner goes to third, and that's popped up and out of play. So we'll tack on another pitch for Finger. Take his count to 23. Full count. I'm a little surprised that runner's going on full count. I mean, it's not a force or anything. He had a head of steam. He was going to steal that base no matter what. And that is a walk. That will load the bases. So the Juan Diego players want to talk about it, apparently. See if they can get out of this. As number 31 for Stansbury makes his way to the plate in an attempt to capitalize on bases loaded and no outs. So Finger moves to the windup and way ahead of that one. Boy, he got a lot of that too. That was a good hit. It was well foul, but still a good swing of the bat there. Curveball got him swinging, so a nice pitch, 0-2. So Finger way ahead on this batter. See if he can put an out in the books. And that misses. Patrick blocked it nicely, so no play on any attempted advancement there. 1-2. And rung him up looking, actually. So that should be strike three. Yep. Umpire knew it. Didn't look like the batter knew it. So that'll be a strike out and one out on the board for Juan Diego. So nice going, Caden. Good pitch. Up to bat now for Stansbury is number 2. Oh boy, a little high and tight on that one. 1-0.
I got whiplash on that. When I was in high school.
Boy, that is low and outside, but I'll take it. I don't want to sound ungrateful, but we'll see if he gives that strike all night long. That was definitely low and away from my perspective. Ball 2, 2-1. Oh, it's number 26 at the plate. My bad. I said number 2 earlier. That's all I could see on the front of his jersey. So, at the plate. And that one is definitely outside. Not getting that call. 3-1. And it looks like my connection is going a little squirrely, so hopefully it restores. And that is going to walk in a run for Stansbury. So up early, 2-0. Number 11 at the plate for Stansbury. Fenger at 33 pitches so far. And that's nubbed to second base. Oh, the first baseman catches it, and he tags the guy going to second. So that is a funky double play. That was a nice play, though, a heads-up play. He caught it, and right alongside the runner trying to advance to second, I guess not knowing where the ball was, caught it, made the tag on the runner. So double play gets Juan Diego out of that mess with only having given up 2 runs. So we'll put another pitch on the board. We'll change sides and go to the bottom of the first. So turn that field microphone off so all you get is my sound here as these guys are going to warm up. Let's take a look at the schedule for Juan Diego, if I can bring that up here. So with the win today, I know I said it earlier in the varsity game, I just wanted to double check. There are only 3 home games remaining for Juan Diego, if you can believe that. The season has just flown by. It seems like we couldn't wait for it to start, and then once it started, it's just gone by super fast. So hard to believe, only 3 more home games, and in total, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games remaining in total for Juan Diego, including one later this week that is scheduled for Thursday at Stansbury. However, the weather could throw a wrench into that plan, as it's supposed to get a little cooler and a little wetter later this week. So we'll see how that goes with the schedule. The other thing I'll throw out there during the next break is the region realignment, one of my favorite subjects to talk about, where things are really getting shaken up in Region 10, Class 4A, for the fall 2021 through spring 2023 school year. I'll put the graphic up and show you how things are shaping out, but if you're not aware of region realignment for next year, you will want to stick around until the middle of the second, and we'll go ahead and go over that. So on the hill for Stansbury is number 41. I don't have a name, so that's all we're going to be able to put up on the board. So we'll go number 41, not $41. And up to bat is Matt Odell for Juan Diego. And I'll kick that other microphone on here. There we go. And that's a little lower than that zone where he called the earlier strike. So 1-0.
Let's go, Kimball.
2-0 is the count. And that's popped foul for strike 1. So the lineup for Juan Diego is Odell leading it off, Wambana hitting second, Harris third, Swanson fourth. And that's hit back to the pitcher. Throw to first is in time and put out. So throw to first is in time. Throw. And that will put an out on the board for Stansbury after 4 pitches. And bring up, as I said earlier, Lombana to the plate for Juan Diego. And he tosses that in there for a strike right down the middle. 0-1. So we got Lombana, Harris, Swanson, Silversmith, Fenger, Cabby, Shelton, and Collada hitting. And that's hit into right field. Going, right at the fence. It bounces off the fence. And coming back in to second is the throw, and the runner is safe. So a nice hit out to the right field fence for Lombana for a double. And that will bring up Malik Harris. Taken low, 4-1. And a big swing and a miss there. 1-1. Malik might have parked that one somewhere if he had connected. And he gets a hold of it, and a line drive right into left field, so that's a single for Malik. Puts runners on first and third, and it reminds me that I did not credit Juan Diego with that earlier hit, so we're going to go ahead and tack 2 on the board to make up for it. Single for Malik and a double for Lombana. Runners at first and third with 1 out. And in the 4th spot up to bat is Patrick Swanson. So let's see what Pat can do. Looks like they are going to hold Malik at first. Coming home with it, and that's in the turf for ball 1.
Let's go, Willie!
And that just misses outside. So 2-0. And he goes to third and looks back to first, and nothing doing on either side. So 2-0 is the count. Ooh, and Patrick takes a good swing at that one. Fouls it off, so 2-1. Three and 1 now to Patrick Swanson with 1 out. Oh, and he takes a good cut at it. Full count. Pops it up to the shortstop. Covered up by the pitcher in the frame, but he does make the catch, so that is the second out for Stansbury. And up to bat is Sam Silversmith, number 20 in this game. I think normally Sam wears 16 in varsity. And high, very high for ball one. Two and O's count. On deck for Juan Diego is the pitcher, Caden Fenger. And atop the strike zone for a called strike, 2-1. If you hear some background music in the far distance, that's the football stadium. Foul ball for strike two. I should just call it the stadium. Soccer plays there, lacrosse plays there, and that is what's happening tonight. Judge Memorial is down here at Juan Diego playing a lacrosse match in a few minutes over there. So, and Sam fouls another one off. So the count remains 2-2 with 2 outs. Ooh, that was close. Outside, so ball 3. And that misses inside, so that'll load the bases. So Caden up to bat with bases loaded. Can help his own cause as the pitcher down 2-0. And it pops it up and out of play, so that'll be strike one. And that's in there for a strike for sure. So 0-2 on Caden. Let's see, is he got a squeeze in him? Got a bunt? I doubt it. He's probably swinging away here. Ooh. Oh, that is so low and outside, but he called it the other way too on us. Watch this. This is, oh my goodness, that is a questionable call, let's say. But out number 3, and that will move us to the top of the second, with Stansbury still leading 2-0.
So he did awesome.
Pitching, yeah, looks like still Caden on the mound. So saw Andrew headed that way, but he's crossing over to first base. So while we're waiting for Caden to get warm, wanted to review the box score for the varsity game. So in the third inning, top of the third, Stansbury put up 2 and led by 2, so 2-0. I want to say that was the inning, or it might have been the inning after that, where Stansbury had the bases loaded twice, and Juan Diego got out of it without any damage. So Juan Diego didn't score until the bottom of the 5th to tie it at 2, and then in the bottom of the 6th, Juan Diego put up another run to make it 3-2, and then shut down Stansbury in the top of the 7th, and that's how it ended. So 3-2, 6 hits for Juan Diego, 7 for Stansbury. Stansbury had 3 errors, however, in that game. So a couple of mistakes on the Stansbury side, and that's a called strike to the batter, number 40, and he hits that into center field, and the center fielder drops it. Oh, he had it in his mitt, and it popped out. Oh, boy, that was a tough play. Like he definitely had it in his mitt, and that was going to be a catch, but he ended up dropping it. So that's going to go as an error on Juan Diego, unless the game changer guy is going to overrule me on that. Oh, he's going to give him a single. Okay. And that is a called strike. I'm a little behind here. Sorry about that. So strike on that. And they're going to give Stansbury a hit, so I'll give him a hit as well. That puts a runner over at second base. And the count is 0-1 to number 8. And he gets the bunt down. Nobody covering first. And that's going to go for a hit. So another example of how small ball can work. Puts a runner on first and third. And 38 pitches for Caden Fenger. So we've got a batter right in view here. Shows bunt. And at the plate is number 6. So that's taken for a ball. Runner goes. No play at second, and that was taken for a ball. So 2-0. Runners at second and third now. And that's chopped to the third baseman, and he's going to try to throw him out. And he got it. Oh, he called him safe. Looked like he got him. Let's watch that play again here. The third baseman, and he's going to try to throw him out. And he got it. It's close. Looked like it was a tie. So, okay. That'll put runners on every base. And bring up to the plate. Can't catch a number here. Looks like number 13 for Stansbury. And that was a called strike. 0-1. Guess I can kick that other microphone on here. That one misses, and nothing doing on the advance to home. So 1-1. And that's chopped into shallow center, right center. Throw home is coming, and he's got him. He's out at home. That's a nice throw and a nice play. So I think Stansbury gets one on the board. There's one play. And the other one is out. So nice throw by the center fielder out there to get the out. But it does put a run on the board for Stansbury. So 3-0 with runners at first and second base. And that's hit over to short, and there's one. Oh, and he drops it. That was going to be a double play ball, and it is dropped by the second baseman. So that is going to go as an error on Juan Diego and load the bases.
Let's go, 8. Hey, find a way, 8. Let's go, kid.
So bases loaded, one out. Number 8 up to bat. And a called strike. So 0-1. Called strike 2. Good pitch. Caden. That's a way to fire him in there.
Okay, me hitter.
And got him swinging. Touch. Nope, no touch. No need to touch the base. It was not the second out, so that is a swinging strike out for Caden for out number 2. And that'll bring to the plate for Stansbury. Looks like number. Oh, can't see the number on the front there. And these batters for Stansbury just know right where to stand to block the view. So I think that's a ball. Coming home with it. That's a called strike. So 1-1.
Come on, try. Let's go, baby. Let's go now, huh? Find a gap. Find a gap.
And swing and a miss. So good curveball off speed by Caden. 1-2 is the count.
Let's go, 1-3. You got it, kid.
And foul off. So that was a ball. It's going to be 2-2.
Go, buddy.
Out of play. We'll reset. Bases loaded. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And at the pace this game is going, I doubt we're going to get the 6 in that I was optimistic for. And that is popped straight up in the air to shallow left. Shortstop comes over and makes the catch, so nice play there. Let's take another look at that one. I think that is Sam on the catch. And Umpire, block that one. My views are obstructed all over the place tonight. So that'll put another pitch on the count for Caden and move us to the middle of the second. Okay, let's take a look at region realignment. Let me bring up that table here. So if you're not aware of what's happened with the UHSAA and their decisions, they have changed the current structure of Class 4A, which you see here on the screen. Current structure through the end of this school year, so just a couple more months, is 3 regions, basically a northern, central, and a southern region. And they have modified this as follows. So what it looks like now, if you look right in the middle of the screen, there's only 2 regions in Class 4A, basically a north and a south. The central region that includes Juan Diego and includes Stansbury and includes Tooele, that's all been blown up. And Stansbury, along with Tooele, Uinta, and Cedar Valley, all move up to Class 5A. And they're going to join Cottonwood, Hillcrest, and Payson in Region 7 of 5A. Meanwhile, Juan Diego moves over to Class 3A, as does Ben Lomond and Ogden, albeit Ben Lomond and Ogden will remain in the same region. In Class 3A, Juan Diego will move to a region all by themselves. As far as anyone from 4A joining them, that's not the case. So Juan Diego will be in a region with American Leadership Academy, Judge Memorial, Providence Hall, Real Salt Lake, and Summit Academy. And that is definitely going to be interesting in a lot of ways for all of the schools that are affected. Juan Diego specifically, the longest road trip that they will have will be to Spanish Fork to play American Leadership Academy. That's on the southern end, and then they go west basically for 3 schools, Summit, Real, and Providence Hall, and then they go north to Judge. So Judge Memorial is now in the same region as that batter hits that one into left center for a single. So a nice strike there. And puts a runner on base. That was Cabby with the hit. So definitely helps the travel situation for Juan Diego, not having to drive over to Vernal. And all that fun stuff. Unfortunately, Stansbury is still going to be stuck with that one. So that's a foul ball. Because that is a haul over to Vernal, particularly from Tooele and Stansbury. So they're still stuck with that, but we're out of the woods on that one, so that's fortunate. The other thing, during basketball season, Real Salt Lake has an independent program, so the basketball team may play Real Salt Lake in basketball, but it will not be a region contest. It won't count as anything toward region play because Real is an independent program. And that's a good pitch for strike 2. And then the other dynamic is what's left of Class 4A. There's only 13 teams left in Class 4A after the realignment. So that gets pretty slim pickings when you're trying to fill out a bracket for, say, a baseball tournament or a basketball tournament. Can't even populate a 16-team bracket now with what's left of Class 4A. So it's quite a change across the board for everyone. And the runner goes, and another foul ball. So it remains 0-2 to Shelton. But those decisions about realignment are made in the best interest of, from what I understand, enrollment, participation, and competitiveness. There's also an element of athletes and their safety involved as far as who plays who and that kind of thing. So it is a 2-year decision. I guess they'll reevaluate that toward the end of the second year and see if they want to keep it or mix it up even more. There was talk in some of the meetings as I was reading through the public notes, I should say the publicly available notes on the UHSAA website, of just eliminating 4A altogether and only having a 5A and a 3A. But that seems a little extreme. That's popped to second base for the out. So that'll be the first out of the bottom of the second here. Eliminating 4A altogether is pretty drastic. So, but maybe they'll head that way in the future. Who knows? Okay, up to bat is Shelton for Juan Diego. And that is, he likes that low zone. He being the umpire, so 0-1 to Shelton with a runner on first and a throw to first to check on that runner. I think that was the same exact pitch. It's maybe a tad lower, so 1-1. Runner goes. Throw to second is not in time. He was under it.
Okay, good throw.
It was just a half a pace off. Good throw, but he definitely got under that throw. So that'll advance the runner. And that is a strike on the batter. So 1-2 is the count with a runner at second base.
So is Jake Bukowski, who got thrown out after the game, was that East? You know how it sits down.
And a foul ball off the mask of the catcher.
They were just shake hands.
I've actually, so I was like
Umpire tossed up.
5 months, and then
That's assistant coach.
when I got back,
Assistant coach. Hey, what did you do? Umpire said, I'm only going to talk to the head coach. I just wanted you gone. And that was it. And then so.
And got him swinging on that one. A little off speed. Fooled him. And that'll be the second out. Up to bat now is Matt Odell for Juan Diego.
yeah, it's hard this season. It's really
And Matt hits one to center field. Center fielder comes in and makes the catch. So nice swing of the bat, nice contact, and a nice catch. So that'll be the end of the second. Tack a pitch on for the pitcher. And we'll go to the top of the third and see if Caden is still going to pitch for Juan Diego. Looks like he's coming out to the mound, and he will be the pitcher. Don't see any other obvious changes for Juan Diego. Patrick is still catching. Patrick Swanson, that is. Andrew Lombana is still at first. Looks like we might have a new second baseman. I wasn't paying attention last inning, so I'm not sure if they'd already switched those up or not. Nobody warming up for Juan Diego in the bullpen, so looks like Fingers going to go ahead and keep throwing as long as he's feeling good. on the time, so we're at 6:45, and I should have kept track of our game, at least the time that it was called on Thursday up here at Juan Diego. Seems like it was not too long after 7 o'clock.
Let's go there, Bob.
But I could be wrong about that. So in any event, they're going to get in as many innings as they can. The light isn't actually that bad. It gets worse the clearer it is. So with the clouds are actually blocking the low sun and the low angles, and that really plays havoc on the first baseman trying to catch a ball getting thrown to him. I saw that a couple times on Thursday about this time. So the light is flat, but that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. So that's hit to right field, and that's going to go to the fence, all the way to the fence. Runner's going to go to second and stay at second. So a leadoff double for Stansbury. And that'll bring up number 41, the pitcher, to the plate. Looks like they're going to have a pinch runner go out to second base and swap out positions for the runner there. So we'll tack a pitch on to Kate's count, add a hit on for Stansbury, and put a runner on second. And I must be way off on my hits with Stansbury. I've only got 3 for Stansbury. Game Changer shows 7. So how have I missed 4 hits? I guess I've been talking too much. As that's taken for a called strike. And to be completely honest with you, I may have missed 4 hits. So let's go ahead and get those on the board for Stansbury. That should be 7 hits to 3 for Juan Diego. And 1 error for Juan Diego. So, boy, falling apart here. Shows bunt and fouls it off right into the catcher, right above his knee pad, or his knee guard. Kind of shook that one off. So that should be 0-2. Yep, 0-2 with the umpire calls, so 0-2 to the batter. And he throws back, safe. See if we can replay that one. Kind of a weird throw.
He throws back.
Pretty close though.
Safe.
One and 2. Let's get over to second base. Throw to first is out in time. And that'll be the first out. So that'll move the runner over to third and put an out on the board for Juan Diego. So up to bat is number 30, it looks like. No, I see a 1 on the back. Looks like 31. For Stansbury, takes ball 1. Oh, I need to clear that count. That's my fault. So ball 1. And he hits that one high and deep to right field, but it's going to land in foul territory and rest up against the fence over there. So pretty good hit ball, just needs to straighten out. That'll be strike 1, so 1-1. 2. I have a feeling YouTube isn't going to like the background music that I'm picking up from the stadium over there, so I'm going to go ahead and kill this microphone as that one's fouled off for strike 2. And I'll kill that until the music subsides. I've got some really sensitive microphones on these cameras, and YouTube has its own sensitivity about that kind of stuff, so I'll get an Instagram from them, I'm sure. And that's lined into center field, so nice hit. Oh, and the center fielder jumps up and makes the catch. The runner then tags from third and is going to score pretty easily. So he goes back. The runner thought he was going to miss it, and he ran back and tagged and came home. So that is another run on the board for Stansbury. And we'll put another out on the board for Juan Diego and clear the bases. So 2 outs. Juan Diego down 4-0, and that curves in there nicely for strike 1. Oh, I need to clear that count. Boy, I did it again. Clear the count, put a strike up. Another good pitch. That's going to be hit to short. Over to first. Oh, and he drops it, picks it up, and he called him safe. See that one again.
Oh, he drops it.
Oh, he didn't pick it up in time. Dang it. That is an error. Oh, just a mental error on that one is what it looked like. So that'll be an error on Juan Diego. So that'll be 2 on them for this game. And looks like we're holding at first, coming home with it. That's a called strike. So 0-1 to the batter, number 11. Runner goes. That's hit, well hit to left field. That one could be trouble. Oh, off the fence. Woo! That was hit nice. Nicely out to left field, and that is a stand-up double for number 11, who put a great swing on that one. Just a few more feet, and that would have been over the fence. So a really nice hit on that. And we'll clear that one off. Add a run for Stansbury and a hit, and runner at second. So that was pretty exciting there. Nice one. And that curves in there for strike 1, 0-1. Another perfect strike. Just turns that thing in there, and quickly 0-2 on number 40 at the plate. Don't give him anything good here is the rule, and he doesn't. So 1-2. And that's a called strike 3, so a nice pitch by Caden for strike 3. Let's take another look at this one coming down the pipe. And the batter was kind of turning as if it was going to hit him, but curved right in there. So nice pitch by Caden. And that'll push us over to the bottom of the third, where Juan Diego is in a hole 5-0. So a little bit of work to do to get out of this mess in this junior varsity game. So middle 3 And I am out of stats to show you. Let's see. We could talk about RPI. We did talk about that during the varsity game. But for those that are still with me, we can show what the RPI is. And if you're not familiar with it, I'll give you a quick rundown on what it all means. So this was polled before the game. Actually, I polled it last night, so it should be pretty accurate. The colors, all they do is signify the region opponents. So region 10 in Class 4A and Juan Diego I put in white. The important thing about RPI is to understand how it's calculated and what it ultimately means. So the calculation of the RPI, it's a mathematical equation that takes your winning percentage. It takes 45% of your winning percentage. It takes 45% of your opponent's winning percentage. And it takes 10% of your opponent's winning percentage. And you add up all of those numbers and you end up with a result. So the higher the number, the higher you are in the RPI. And the RPI is designed to seed teams in the playoffs. So it looks like we're ready to roll here with the batter for Juan Diego. But the whole concept is to award teams for not only winning, but winning against a strong schedule. That's the premise behind RPI. So if you play a lot of teams and you have a lot of wins, but they're not against quality opponents, the theory is you should not be rewarded for that. You need to be rewarded for playing challenging games and challenging your team to beat good teams. So that's lifted to left, and the left fielder is under it for out number 1. And I think for the most part it works. There are scenarios where you can actually have an RPI above 1, and if you go to the 3A baseball RPI, you will find that Juab actually has an RPI above 1. And the reason for that is there's an offset adjustment made as Malik takes for ball 1 when if you're a 1A, 2A, or 3A school, you have a modifier if you play a 4, 5, or 6A school. So 2-0 to Malik. And what that means is if you're let's say you're a 3A school like Juab is, and you're beating 4A, 5A, and 6A teams, well, your wins actually count for more than a single win. They count for 1.25 wins, I believe. Just because they're trying to say the smaller schools, if they're playing bigger schools, it should count for more, and vice versa. If you lose to a smaller school, then it counts as more than a loss. So it can work against you. But in any event, it's called strike. In any event, Juab has an RPI of they have a winning percentage of above 1. And that's the reason. I think their RPI could be above 1 because they haven't lost many games. That's popped up to shallow center field. Second baseman goes up, and they let it drop. They let it drop for a base hit. So some confusion out there in the field will allow Juan Diego to put a runner on first base with no outs, one out here in the bottom of the third. So that's the whole purpose of the RPI. It's to not penalize teams that play in competitive regions that if you were to take their, and it looks like we're going to pause here. I just noticed this. Everybody's pausing for the national anthem that is being played over at the stadium. So the what I was saying about that is if you have a strong region and you only have one region champion, and that region champion is seated high because of their winning the region, well, what about all the other teams that are basically better than any of the other teams in any of the other regions? It's not fair. So that's where the RPI comes in. The RPI doesn't recognize regions. All it recognizes is winning percentages and the formula they've come up with. So it seems to work fairly well, and that's what it's about. So now you know. All right, enough about RPI. And that is a called strike. Boy, that's really low. And I'll go ahead and kick the other microphone on now that the background music is done at the stadium. And that misses low. So the light is, I mean, I'll say it's dimming. It looks like it's getting really dark here, but it's kind of a weird thing going on with the clouds above us. And normally it doesn't get this dark this soon at this time, as Patrick fouls that one off. So 1 and 2. So I don't know what the umpires are going to do if the light gets any flatter, because it's not exactly easy to see out there. Runner goes, and there is no throw, but a nice head first dive into second, nonetheless. So the count to Patrick is 2 and 2, and 1 out on the board. That misses, goes right through the catcher's legs, and will allow Malik to get over to third. So full count to Patrick. So we've got clear skies to the north. You can see that in the frame here. Sorry, I might have that camera on the wrong view. But I mean, the field, it's just as dark as it looks in the camera. It's kind of a weird lighting situation up here for some reason. And Patrick goes down swinging on that one for out number 2. So up to bat now is number 4 for Juan Diego. And that catches the outside corner, so that'll be strike 1. And swinging strike 2. And I won't, to be honest with you, I won't be a bit surprised if they call the game after this half inning. It would be early, but the light is just really weird up here. And a swinging strike 3, so we're about to find out what happens here. Not sure if the umpires are going to talk about it. Yeah, the umpire gave a look out to the west, like, what's going on? I'm just noticing it's getting dark up here. But no indication that they're going to call the game, so I guess we're going to go another inning at least. And we are going to have a pitching change. Looks like number 39 is going to be taking the hill for Juan Diego, and that is Shelton. So we'll get that up on the board. And watch him warm up. For the top of the 4th. So, varsity, baseball likes to play the walk-up songs and the music between half innings. And all of that, and this isn't an exaggeration, all of that music is copyrighted. And as such, YouTube, the destination for streaming, here on the Broadcast JD channel, they have algorithms that will pick up on those tunes and flag it as a problem, that you are not permitted to use that music without proper authorization and licensing, which frankly, even if I had the proper authorization and licensing, I don't know how YouTube would know that I had it. But in any event, rarely does anyone license the popular music out on the radio, and you get nastygrams from YouTube about it, so that's why I'm so sensitive about it. And if it gets out of control, they will actually shut your channel down as the batter shows bunt. And that's the last thing I want to have happen, is just have the channel shut down because of a music infringement. They will send you nastygrams asking you if you want to mute that part of the stream, or if you want to challenge it in some way, and I just usually select mute it and be done with it. And I think those are considered content warnings. The more severe things, as that's dealt for a strike, are content strikes, and you are only allowed one strike. That's like a very severe violation, where you're completely utilizing the intellectual property, the music, the lyrics, and you're doing it for profit, or trying to monetize your channel using it. And you get one warning in that case, and the second time your channel is shut down. So that's how serious they are about it. As Stansbury puts a runner on with a walk, the thing about this channel that you're watching this on is it is not monetized at all. So I should not have to worry about that at all. But I am very aware of it, and I don't want to cause any problems that I don't otherwise have to explain. So that's why the music is an issue for me most of the time. Shows bunt. Runner goes, and Patrick couldn't get a good grip on the ball, so that runner will advance. And my favorite on-deck batter is up right in my camera view. So that'll be a ball. That'll be 2-0. So bear with me while this batter figures out what he's doing here. And that is taken for a strike. So 2-1. And that's hit over to third base and thrown to first, but it's off the mark, and that runner's safe. So that is another error on Juan Diego. Taking on that one. And that throw was just off the mark entirely. So Juan Diego putting up another error, so that'll be the third of the game. And that'll put runners on the corners for Stansbury with no outs here in the top of the fourth. And up to bat for Stansbury. And you can hear the lacrosse game getting started back there. And there's the good favorite spot of the umpire. Low and outs. I shouldn't say low and outside. Low and away in the strike zone. 0-1. Runner goes. Patrick is not going to make that throw. So defensive indifference. 1-1 is the count. And as far as the weather goes, it is cooling off up here. Well, getting cooler, I should say. It was never actually very warm, but it's noticeably cooler. And that misses for a ball, so 2-1. So that's how it goes when the day winds down. And the sun is about to set. Things get a little cooler. And I think we have something coming into town as far as weather goes. It's going to make it interesting for a couple days. That's hit to left. Ooh, the left fielder gets that mitt up and snags it out of the air, but that is a sacrifice fly, having the runner tag at third and make it home. So that'll leave a runner at second base, tack another run on for Stansbury, and put it out on the board for Juan Diego. So Stansbury is up 6-0. Oh, and that gets by Patrick, and that's going to move the runner over to third. So he attempted to block it, just got by him. Shelton up to 14 pitches. Came in to the game in relief to start this inning for Caden Fenger. And that off speed misses outside, so 2-0. And a nice pitch out of the zone to get the runner to chase. 1-2. 2-1, I'm sorry. And called strike 2, so there's 2-2. And just misses on that one. 3-2. Full count, 1 out, runner on third, top of the fourth. And that's hit to the third baseman, checks the runner, throws it to first, makes that out, and the runner is held at bay down at third. So a nice play over there. By the first baseman to snag it and make sure that runner doesn't go anywhere. So that'll put the second out on the board for Juan Diego. And leave the runner on third. Called strike 1. Oh, and that curved in there. We got a piece of it.
Oh, you're on it, kid.
I thought that pitch was actually going to hit him. But he stood in there and it curved, and he at least got a part of the bat on it. So 0-2.
Go, Belly. There, kid, you're on it. Go, Belly.
And a fastball for strike 3. Called strike 3. Take another look at this one. It's a nice looking pitch there. Right down the pipe. So that'll move us to the bottom of the fourth, well, I guess the middle of the fourth, in preparation for the bottom of the fourth. And we'll see what the umpires think about this lighting situation. I am starting to think this might be the end of the game, but we'll see. So I'm going to switch the camera view. Just out of frame is it looks like a storm that's kind of rolling in, frankly, from the south. In fact, if I look south, there are dark clouds all around us. And up toward the mountains on the east side, it's likely snowing up there from what I can see. So I think our storm that is forecast is making its way through the valley, at least through the mountains here on the east side of Draper. And my guess is this is going to do it. So we'll see what Juan Diego can do here in the bottom of the fourth. I will throw out a potential if it does start to rain down here. I think it's too warm for it to snow or sleet, but if it does start to rain, I'll have to shut down the stream and put the electronics in their place so they don't get ruined and we can use them for another day. So, but so far that is not the case, and I'm hoping we can get the rest of the fourth inning in here. The two cameras are identical, so it is a little odd when I go to this view. It looks a little brighter. But frankly, just from the naked eye, everything looks this color and this shade of light up here at the field. So it is a little curious. That is a called strike, so 0-1 to Fenger at the plate. 1-1. Can get a sense of how dark it is getting if you look in the parking lot. Cars are, looks like running their engines and they have their headlights on, so you know, those auto sensing. Oh, that's hit to left. That's a nice hit. That's going to drop and be a single for Caden. So put a hit on the board for Juan Diego. And a runner on first. Anyway, you can tell that when the vehicles start to sense that it's getting dark and the headlights start coming on, that's another indication that we are losing light quickly up here. So we'll see. And he throws over to first. And that is chopped to the pitcher. And he calls him out over there. So close play. And let's see what happens here. He's going. And he probably just get him by half a step. So nice play by Stansbury for that out. That will advance the runner over to second. Put an out on the board. So one away in the bottom of the fourth. And that misses in the turf for ball one. And fouled back. One and one is a count. Called strike 2. Boy, that was super low. Not sure the umpire can see it either. And that was definitely going to be a strike. That's hit over to short. Throw to first. Is in time. He digs it out. So a nice play over there at first.
And that was definitely going to be a strike. Let's hit it short. Throw to first.
And he scoops it out of the turf. So 2 outs for Stansbury, and that'll move the runner over to third. Clear that count out. So number 41 pitching for Stansbury has gone the distance so far, having started the game. And that's taken for strike 1. Yeah, we are really surrounded here by some dark clouds, so you can see them start to creep into this picture here. So 1-1. And you can see in this frame they're starting to envelop the mountain up there, so getting pretty dark up here. And a swing and a miss, strike 2. So let's see if Juan Diego can get rid of the goose egg before this thing wraps up. And he missed. He dropped the strike. Throws it to first. Plenty of time. And that is the ball game. So we got through 4 at 7:20 approximately. And that will do it for junior varsity. So let's go final on this one with a final score of 6-0 in favor of Stansbury. And we'll call that good. So schedule is for Juan Diego to play at Stansbury on Thursday, both a varsity and a junior varsity game. We'll see if that is actually going to happen. And then next week we have a game here at Juan Diego versus Ogden on Thursday. So a week from Thursday is our next home game and our next home stream. So check that out on broadcastjd.com. It is scheduled, and that'll be a 3:30 start for varsity, 3:15 start for the stream, and that will be April 22nd. So that's going to do it for us here tonight. Thanks everybody for joining, and I hope it wasn't too much of an inconvenience. I hope the connectivity held out and didn't cause too many issues on your side. So thanks again. Everybody have a pleasant evening.